So my review, I don't even know if it's a review because I don't have any footage. I think I barely have like a 10-second footage of Rattlesnake Canyon. But this is from like a beginner's perspective with a 2-wheel drive truck. And let me tell you, I liked it, but I still didn't like it. This trail was far more technical than even the one where we got stuck for almost 2 hours, which is the Dale Road mine for the mines out in the Pinto Basin Mountains by Joshua Tree. This trail was very rocky. It was either sandy, which was not that big a deal. It was the narrow creek, wash, whatever you want to call it. The rocks here, some of them in certain spots, are very slippery from the water rushing over them. And you can see where people have rubbed their tires. And that's what I didn't like. Right? Because it's just like, we had to get off so many times just to see the layout, because some of them are very narrow. And it was my first time, right, doing such a very technical trail. Is actually having to think about it for more than a second. I actually had to plan my way out, and what am I do here, what am I do there, and luckily I had finally brought with me my rubber plates from cones, the rubber base that cones have. I find them at work sometimes tossed because they break from the cone, and I gotta pick them up obviously to clean them up. And so I took them home thinking I could use them when I'm doing my oil changes or something. And I'm like, you know what? I brought them just in case. I'm like, these could work well as a base for my bottle jack. And lo and behold, towards the end, maybe like 3/4 of the end, we got high centered on a rock that was smooth from the front, so it didn't look big. But it actually had a big drop off behind it, so the rock was actually a lot bigger than it looked. It was just very smooth and flat, so it didn't look big, but it actually was, and we got high centered on the frame, and it was pretty easy to get out. I mean, we just jacked up from one side, put both our traction boards, plus I think I had like this piece of wood, put them down, re-lowered it, and it was just enough to clear it, and we backed up, and then just put some of I could tell this rock was one of those slippery ones, so I put the rubber plates on them, and the tires gripped just fine. We got out of there. And honestly, right after that, I started doing that. Every time we got to a slippery rock, and I knew that the tire was just gonna slip off and was gonna start spinning, I would just put the plates. I would get off. It'd take me 20 seconds to get off. Put some traction boards right here just in case the tire slips, and then put the rubber plates here. Boom. Get back off, put them back in, and keep moving. I'm like, to me, it's like, this is why I brought this shit, to use it, right? I'm not here to have, right? The whole point is to not fail first, spinning your tires, or maybe digging a trench where you can end up in a worse situation, but anticipating, right, when I'm in a spot like, and I get off and I see that these rocks have been slippery slip from the rain, from the water, then I'm just gonna put these rubber, and they hold up. They're big enough and thick enough to sit in place. And when they're not, I just put the traction board underneath to kind of bridge the gap, and I just sit them on top, and the tire grips them amazing. Like, I need to take video of this next time we do this, because I if you're on a budget, these rubber cone base things, amazing. They worked so well. I was like, you know what? I need to stop trying to, like, if I see an obstacle, I'm going to try to make it easier by using what I have before I attempt it, especially if I see it's going to be more difficult. But other than that, it was just a little bit, how can I say, it's like a little bit more on the mind. Like, when I was done, I definitely felt a little bit more stressed, not in a bad way, just from constantly examining the terrain, looking at which rocks I can pass, which ones I can't, right? It was a big learning experience because we did hit a rock once with our bumper. That was the first time we ever hit a rock on the bumper. We hit the skid plate 3 times for the first time. I think we even hit the hitch coming as the truck settled. I heard a bump in the back. So I think we even hit the hitch at one point. So this is the first time we ever even hit anything like that. But it's just that's how I would describe it. It's easy. You're not gonna get stuck. If anything, you're gonna get high center, but it's easy to get unstuck. And most of it's just kind of being nervous that someone's gonna come up the trail, because this was the first time we ever ran into people. We saw like 5 Can-Ams pass by. They were all in one group, and they all passed by at once. And it was just kind of the intimidation factor of someone coming while you're stuck there, kind of being embarrassed. But that's just part of the psyche, kind of things you gotta deal with. You know, just like, shut up, bro. It's normal to get stuck, normal to be embarrassed. And I was thinking, you know what? I think the next thing I'm gonna get is a winch, because it could have helped here. There was a few trees around. Just pulled back, but you know, it's just only because we're 99% of the time, actually no, 100% of the time we're alone. So it's I just need to have enough tools under our arsenal to know that we're gonna get unstuck. But yeah, but our budget setup helped a lot this time. Just the rubber cones, the rubber base cones, the traction boards, and just having a block of wood and to kind of sit inside the wedges of the rocks. And honestly, the rubber helped so much to sit the bottle jack. Amazing. Like, because right where I needed to place the jack, there was a little rock, and not the kind you can pick up, it's buried, but it sticks out enough that you know, like, damn, you're in the exact spot. You're in the exact spot I need to put this little jack. And this thing is tiny, and yet it's in the exact spot. Come on, I need it to be sitting in. And with the rubber, I just sat it on top, and I was able to get the perfect leverage, and it never was at risk of tipping over. It had plenty of grip. It was awesome, honestly. I loved it. I'll show you guys some pictures.